What's going on, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today is our monthly budget meeting. That's right, we're going to be talking about collected editions coming out in the month of August of 2022. So, let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, I want to give a huge thank you to my buddy Aaron Cobbs for helping me fill this list out with Marvel Comics and DC Comics. It is a task to keep an eye on this particular list because there's just a lot of different distributors. It used to be a lot easier back in the day when there was only one distributor and we had access to get into everything. Now it's 3 different distributors and you need different access. And the books are always changing. So that's one thing I'm always stressing about is the fact that the books may change when they come out. So even though I have a specific date, they may move on to the next month, which whenever I do my top 10, I always say that too. By the way, my top 10 suggested reading or suggested buys or recommended readings comes out on Sunday. Before I go any further, please smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Check out our Patreon. It's a phenomenal way to support the channel if you can do so. We have different tiers that meets your needs, as my wife likes to put it. So, let's go ahead and get started. We have 5 weeks to look at. So, time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. August, they're catching back up. But get ready for September. I've been telling you all that since June. Get ready for September. Alright, week of August 2nd, from Marvel Comics, we have Wolverine Epic Collection Tooth and Claw. This is the stuff that was after issue 100. I've already done an overview of this, by the way, because some people have already gotten it. So it's after Wolverine becomes that ogre-like creature because of what happened in issue 100. So this collects Wolverine 101 to 109, 102.5, Annual 96. It does have the Uncanny X-Men crossover in here, 332. Venom Tooth and Claw, which is what this is named after, the miniseries, Logan Path of the Warlord, and Logan Shadow Society one-shot. The next Epic Collection that comes out is Generation X Epic Collection Emplates Revenge. Uncanny Omar talked pretty one day. Collecting Generation X 10 to 23, Annuals 95 and 96, San Diego Preview, and material from Incredible Hulk 97. It's around the time when I stopped reading comics, so both of those books. Mighty Marvel Masterworks, continuing this, putting together the Captain America review. Hopefully you'll see it. You've already seen it. Came out yesterday. Collecting X-Men 11 through 19, the classic Marvel era. Classic X-Men Silver Age. And speaking of classic, I don't hear enough people talking about this series. This is Marvel, Alex Ross, just using different characters throughout the Marvel universe at different times. But this collects issues 1 through 6. It's been available in Gallery edition, I believe. I'm sorry. Not Gallery edition. The softcover edition. That's what it's been available in. Gallery is always the hardcovers. Avengers Epic Collection, the Kang War. Man, I'm so excited for Kang in the MCU. And I hope everybody gets excited for him. He's my favorite Avengers villain. And this collection is named after him. So I hope to see more and more collections like this. Collecting Avengers 129 to 149, Giant Size Avengers 2 and 4, 2 to 4, and material from Boom, number 12. Fantastic Four, volume 10, Dan Slott's run here, and collecting the Reckoning War Alpha, as well as Fantastic Four 40 to 42, and Trial of the Watcher. Now, I heard that he is leaving the series, so that. If they're doing what they've been doing for the last couple of years and giving us those modern age Omnis, that one is going to be coming for sure. Maybe. I don't know. 90% chance. Strange Academy, Witchcraft. This is the graphic novel sized book. This collects issues 13 through 18. Wrapping up the first year, I believe, of Strange Academy. My daughters and I have been enjoying this series. And the graphic novel size are always a little bit smaller than trade paperbacks. Captain America Heroes Return, the complete collection, volume 2. A lot of people have been waiting for this one. This is the Mark Waid series when he came back to the book. This collects issues 13 through 24 and Annual 99, so after Heroes Reborn. From DC Comics, we have Superman versus Lobo. This is the DC Black Label line, so it's a hardcover, and it's one of those magazine size, or dimensions rather, collecting all 3 issues of this miniseries. Black Manta, written by Chuck Brown. And this collects all 6 issues of that mini, as well as the prelude story from Aquaman 80th anniversary 100-page super special. Surprised we didn't get like a omnibus for Aquaman's 80th anniversary. Batman, Volume 6, Joshua Williamson. Collecting issues 118 to 121 and 124. Not Joshua Williamson. It's called The Abyss. It's written by Joshua Williamson. Now, I know some books have already leaked out of the latest catalog, which is cool, but there's a lot of confusion. I've been getting a lot of emails about DC books, what's going on. Are they going to stick to one particular format? Why are they going from trade paperback to standard size hardcover and vice versa? I'm as confused as you all are. But I always say just wait. The catalog is still being built. Sometimes they put things in there wrong. The one thing that I did notice, like everybody else that has emailed me about the catalog, is we do have some missing issues of Birds of Prey. They aren't going back and collecting them as of this video. Hopefully they will one day. It looks like they're moving forward with the collection of Birds of Prey. So there's about 10 missing issues. Batman Earth 1 Complete Collection. So this collects all 3 volumes of Earth 1 by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Pennyworth, I didn't even know this was a series. Collecting the first 7 issues of Pennyworth. It might be a 7-issue miniseries. Icon and Rocket, Season 1. Written by Reggie Hudlin. Okay. And Doug Braithwaite is doing the artwork. Collecting Season 1, 1 through 6. Anybody been reading this latest Milestone? I know the Milestone Compendium 2 is in the catalog, as well as Sandman Mystery Theater Compendium. Yes, I'm a little annoyed they went with the Compendium route instead of the Omnibus route, but hey, at least we're getting some kind of collection of Sandman Mystery Theater. From the world of manga, we have a Bleach Anniversary Edition. I think this is just a reprinting of that first volume with a brand new cover because it's $9.99. I don't think it has anything really special. I've been killing slimes 300 years maxed out volume 9. I love these titles. I think I mention that every time I do these videos, but I really do. And them girls, I'll get you hooked on that cover. Girl from the Other Side, this is the deluxe edition. I think I suggested this one in my recommended top 10 a couple of months ago. So it's been pushed back until this particular date. The Hellhound, this is from Dark Horse Comics. And this, I believe this is a manhwa, so it's a Korean manga, or a Korean comic rather. So this is the conclusion to the provocative horror, The Hellbound, by Yong Sang-ho, director of the international hit and cult favorite Train to Busan, which is freaking awesome. So he's the writer on that. That's awesome. I'm going to have to track volume 1 down. I haven't heard about that one. One Piece, this is crazy and unprecedented, has reached volume 11, or 100. Sorry, not 11. Of course it reached volume 11 years ago. 100 volumes. I think this is the first time that a manga has reached 100 volumes here in America. I know in Japan, that's not a very common thing, but a lot of manga have reached 100 volumes. Here in America, this is the first. Time to break open that champagne bottle that you've been waiting for. One Piece, and read you One Piece and eat your Burger King as you're drinking that and reading One Piece. Welcome back, Alice. This is volume 3 from Vertical Comics. Is coming out that week. Now, this is when I have the schedule for summertime rendering. I don't know if these are the soft covers or the hard covers or both. So I'll be reaching out to Udon sometime this week and seeing, because I did an overview of the first 3. It wasn't the hardcovers though. I don't think they had mailed out the hardcovers yet. For those of you that have been asking me about those particular books, they're freaking awesome. From other publishers, this is finally the day we get Ice Cream Man. Knock on wood. I've seen signed copies go out. I've seen not review copies, but comp copies for the creators go out. But finally, all 12 issues. I think I recommended this one in my top 10 probably 3 months ago. Ice Cream Man Sunday Edition, Volume 1, finally coming out, $44.99, issues 1 through 12. And yes, I still stand by that. You should go and get it. Razor Blades Omnibus was also pushed back to this, and I think I recommended that last month or the previous month. This is just an anthology of horror stories. From other publishers, we have Daryl Open World. This is a hardcover from Magnetic Press by Remy Guerin. And we also have Donald Duck 2000 Leaks Under the Sea. This is from Fantagraphics. And of course, 2000 Leaks, not Leagues, Under the Sea. Firefly Blue Sun Rising. This has been pushed back. I remember this one last month, sorry. Greg Pak and Dan McCade are the two creators that are working on this. Greg Pak is just all over the place, but I really enjoy his books that he puts out. He is a phenomenal creator. I know some things are hit and miss with people, but I've enjoyed most of the things that he has written. Next up is Moonlake. This is from Heavy Metal Magazine. I really need to check out one of their books to see what how that format is because they do have hardcovers and they do have trade paperbacks. And that is Moonlake Volume 2 coming out from Heavy Metal. It's awesome. The End, Revised and Expanded. One of the books I'm looking forward to this year. And you'll probably see it in my top 10. Spoilers. Curse of the Chosen. Volume 2, Will That Shapes Worlds. This is from Nobrow Flying Eye Books. $20.99. And it is a graphic novel. I really like that cover. Frank Lee After Alcatraz. This book was pushed back. I remember it was supposed to come out last month because I was very curious about reading it. It looks like a good deep read. Hell, Nebraska, both covers A and B. I think this was also pushed back from last month because I remember there were 2 covers for them. And I showed the last cover last month. This time I'm showing this particular cover. Library of Doom, Creature Collection. And there's a couple of Library of Doom books coming out, but the Creature Collection is the one that stood out to me. And we're also getting, Michael Moorcock Library Edition, Elric Bane of Black Sword. People have been asking me how many more they're going to do, and I do have a contact at Titan Comics. They've been great to work with, so I will be reaching out to them for sure. The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror. And this is the Omnibus edition. It is published by Abrams Comics Art, so it's not Marvel Comics, even though Marvel owns the rights to this particular book. And I guess they very well could publish their own collection of Bongo books because they own the rights to them, but this is a collection of Treehouse of Horror. $39.99. It is due out August 3rd. I'm definitely getting it. My daughter and I swear she has watched every episode. My youngest, Adjectiveless Alicia, has watched every episode of The Simpsons. So Treehouse of Horrors are ones that we love just watching over and over. Negaloid God Network hardcover. This is also from Titan Comics. Dude, you have a dude riding on the back of a dinosaur. And I've seen some of the internal pages. It looks freaking amazing. Post-apocalyptic, check. Dinosaur, check. Beautiful artwork, alternate reality, hardcover. Oh my gosh, $39.99. Ooh, this top 10 is going to be hard to do. 0 Point, the trade paperback is coming out. And I want to say this had been available before in hardcover format, if I'm not mistaken. But now it is coming out in trade paperback. And Bend of Luck. Now, Bend of Luck is a book published by IDW. It is written by Peter Hoy and drawn by Maria Hoy. Simple cover, but looks interesting. The week of August 9th or 10th, depending on when books ship, because I know Image Comics comes out that Wednesday instead of Tuesday. From the world of Marvel Comics, we have Captain America, Hero or Hoax. This is the brand new printing of this particular book that collects Captain America 139 to 159. We have Captain America Epic Collection Sturm und Drang. I love that they chose that title because I cannot pronounce it. So thank you, Marvel, collecting 286 to 301 for the first time. Annual number 7. Now, some of these stories have been collected before. 300th issue has been collected before. But Falcon 1 through 4 and annual number 7, no. There's a lot of things in these collections. J.M. DeMatteis, Mike Zeck doing some of the artwork. Christopher Priest writing some of the stories here. Yeah, so I'm excited for this because there's a couple of issues in there I haven't read. Marvel Masterworks, both covers of Daredevil Volume 16 are coming out. Man, we are getting deep into Daredevil here, collecting issues 173 to 181. The Frank Miller era, What If number 28 and 35, Bizarre Adventures 28, and Marvel Fanfare number 1. The Last Annihilation. Al Ewing's run right here, collecting Guardians of the Galaxy 16 through 18, Cable Reloaded number 1, Last Annihilation, Wiccan and Hulkling, and the Wakanda and Sword number 7. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wakanda and Sword. That would have been a cool name. It's Last Annihilation, Wakanda, and Sword number 7. Damn, I heard that his Guardians is over, so I hope they give us a hardcover collection of that run, because I have really enjoyed it. He's used a lot of my favorite characters in that series, and I hope somebody else takes over the book, because Guardians should always be part of comics, monthly comics. Next up is Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Clone Wars. So this collects a lot of the Dark Horse era. Actually, all of this is the Dark Horse era, like Free Comic Book Day 2005, Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir 1 through 4, Republic 74 through 77, 81 through 83, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith 1 through 4, Tag and Bink number 2, and material from Star Wars Visionaries and Star Wars Tell number 4. Shang-Chi by Jin Luen Yang. And Jin Luen Yang has been killing it in that title. I really have been enjoying his work. His Superman run was hit and miss with me, but his Shang-Chi has been excellent. This collects the 2021 series of Shang-Chi 7 through 12. It's so weird to pronounce it like that. All my life I've been pronouncing it as Shang-Chi. Who knew I was pronouncing it wrong? Then again, the creators probably did too. From DC Comics, we have Batman vs. Robin Road to War. Who's going to war? What? So collecting Batman 106, Teen Titans 43 to 44, Detective Comics 1032 to 1034, Teen Titans Annual 2, Robin 80th Anniversary 100 page Super Special number 1. I assume that's material from that. Deathstroke Incorporated, Volume 1, King of the Supervillains by Joshua Williamson. Howard Porter, hell yes, I love Howard Porter's artwork. Collecting Deathstroke Incorporated 1 through 7, and Batman Urban Legends number 6. Commandi by Jack Kirby. These are coming out in thick trade paperbacks. This collects the first 20 issues of Commandi. Hopefully they'll continue further than Jack Kirby's run. $39.99. From the world of manga, we have Boat Life is published by Floating World Comics. It is by Tadao Suge and drawn by him. It's serialized between 1996 and 2000. So it stars the novelist Suda Kenta. I love that cover, so that's why I chose it for this particular video. Fly Me to the Moon, Volume 12. My goodness, I remember getting a review copy of Volume 1. One Piece 3-in-1, Volume 32. Holy crap, they are catching up with Volume 1. It's like, as soon as they release a Volume 100, the 3-in-1s are catching up. I forgot about this series, Centaur's Life. This is Volume 21. Has anybody been reading it? I remember my buddy, TikTok Tina, she would read the crap out of this and tell me I would like the girl in it, and I'm like, okay. But I never did get around to reading it. It's weird how that seems like it was just yesterday, but I think that was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Kimono Jihen is coming out from 7 Entertainment, or 7 Seas Entertainment. Volume 1 coming out. Kowloon Generic Romance Volume 1 is also coming out that day. And we also have Sensei's Pius Lai. This is from Vertical Comics. I don't know what this is about. But that freaking cover just grabbed me. Like, her... And I'm serious. Like, I usually joke about manga covers sometimes, but it's her eyes that drew me to her. Yes, I realize there's things underneath the creator's name, Akane Torikai, but it was the eyes and the face. I really like that art style. It's really pretty. Reminds... no, it doesn't. It's not like paste. I did like paste art style. Shaman King Omnibus Volume... We are getting all the way to Volume 10. Hell yes. And Tales of the Kingdom. This is coming out in straight up hardcover. So I love when Yen Press does this, because they did that with, what was it, the Bride book. But it seems like they take a chance whenever they're releasing hardcovers, because we know they're more expensive to make. And hopefully it will sell well. So I think it's really cool that they're doing that. So I'm excited for that book. And to wrap up that week for manga, Yokohama Kaidashi Kikuo Omnibus Volume 1. Another one that just captivated me with that cover. Just a pretty girl sitting right next to her scooter. That's it. It is apparently critically acclaimed series, though, and it is coming out in deluxe edition. It's called Omnibus, but the title says deluxe edition. So I assume it's going to... Yeah, it's a soft cover. Regardless, I'm definitely going to check it out. From other publishers, we have Spawn Compendium Volume 3, collecting Spawn issues 101 to 150. Again, these are in softcover format, so keep that in mind. And Gil Kane's The Amazing Spider-Man Artisan Edition. This is the paperback format for $39.99, just collecting different pages. It also contains the infamous 3-part drug story that wasn't approved by the Comics Code, as you all remember from issues 96, I think 96, 97, and 98, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the softcover version. Beneath Trees, this is a hardcover format. It is volume 4. This is by Magnetic Press. Love that cover. First, I got confused. I thought it was a manga when I was looking at it. Betazina is coming out that particular day from Cinebook. I believe this was supposed to be out a couple months ago, but it is coming out that day. Birdman and Chicken. That's awesome. That is from Rebellion 2000 AD. There's all these titles that have come out overseas that I've never heard of that some of you all have, and I'm sure somebody will say, hey, you got to check out Birdman and Chicken. Man, it's freaking brilliant. Fence trade paperback. This is another one that surprises me that it's not a manga. Just the colors that they're using and, of course, the artwork, it just reminded me of a manga. And obviously, yes, I'm sure there's a fencing manga. Fortune of Windclavs, Volume 1, Vanko 1848. So this looks pretty interesting. This is from Cinebook, and it's about, yes, life in 1848. Sometimes I really enjoy those type of stories. Doesn't have to be anything magical or supernatural going on. I can just read those particular stories. Judge Dredd, Complete Case Files 39 has been pushed back to this particular week, by the way. It was supposed to come out last month, but it looks like it's now coming out this particular month. Man Who Shot Lucky Luke. I love that cover. It looks so epic. I assume this is the Cinebooks, the latest stories, not the classic stories. I wish they would continue those classic stories. Those were a lot of fun. I reviewed the first couple that they came out with. Maniac of New York, trade paperback, Bronx is Burning. Damn, that cover. That's awesome. That cover for some reason reminds me of Jason Takes Manhattan to Friday the 13th, Volume 8, Part 8. And this is published by Aftershock Comics. And Nottingham, Volume 1, King's Ransom. Now, that's not to be confused with Nottingham, because Nottingham is a very common name to use as a title. It's not to be confused with the Madhouse, or Mad Cave Studios, Nottingham. This one's published by Cinebook, and takes place in the year 1192. Pre-Code Classics Adventure Comics, Volume 5. There's always a slipcase that comes out with these, and a hardcover edition that comes out. So I'm always curious who ends up getting those, because I know I had some viewers that used to get them, but for a while I haven't heard anybody talking about those particular books. I think they're really cool. I would love to get them. Spider Crime. This is unlimited hardcover from Rebellion 2000 AD, coming out that very same week. Thorgal, Volume 23. I have some volumes of Thorgal somewhere that Cinebook sent me last year, or maybe the year before last. I did read some of them. I read issue 0, because they're almost like single issues. They're not in hardcover, they're in softcover. There's only like 32 pages per book. Trent, Volume 7, coming out. That is published also by Cinebook. Man, Cinebook is just pumping these books out. Wanted, Lucky Luke. There's another Lucky Luke book right there. And that cover is badass too. Where are all those ladies? With my boy. World Record Holders. That's interesting, because the cover doesn't really speak to me as World Record Holders. Universally beloved cartoonist Guy Leslie showcases a career-spanning collection of his work with a sly sense of humor and warm characterization. Alright, World Record Holders by Drawn and Quarterly, who publish books from time to time, and they put out some great stuff. WWE Day Power of Positivity. Man, I was just talking to some of my viewers how I used to watch wrestling back in the day, and I think this is these are the guys known as the New Day. I have a cousin of mine who still watches, and it's like, come on, man, we gotta go see some matches. We used to call it wrestling here in Kentucky. I think when I gave up comics, I went over to wrestling for a while. Anyway, those were the days. I don't keep up with it anymore, though, except for Nikita Lyons, but that's for different reasons. Archer and Armstrong revival is coming out from Valiant Comics. And this one here is that's Barry Windsor Smith. Oh, Barry Windsor Smith, Bob Layton, Jim Shooter. Holy crap. Okay, this is the classic stuff. Why is it called Revival? That's a Frank Miller cover, I think. And collects issues 0 through 12 of that series. I remember reading those as they were coming out. I was a big fan of that series. Alice on the Run, trade paperback from Humanoids. Child's journey through Rwandan civil war. My goodness. That's got to be a tough read right there. Also published from Humanoids is Fraternity. Looks like anthropomorphic animals at a fraternity. Okay, this is by John Ellis and Hugo Petrus. I think Humanoids publishes stuff here, like original content here too. The Ghoul Agency is coming out in... this is trade paperback. This is from Action Lab Entertainment. And finally, we're getting Johto's next library edition, and that is short stories. This freaking top 10 is going to be hard because these stories collected in Volume 3 are awesome, especially if you've ever wanted to check out the world of Incal. They're worth checking out. Nico Bravo and Trial of Vulcan is coming out that week, and it's coming out in hardcover and in softcover format. I love when publishers do that. I wish that Marvel and DC would do that because I know some people only like trade paperback, but then it would mean that you're only going to get a standard size hardcover, not an omnibus edition. No Holds Barred, that's by the way, that was first, second books. No Holds Barred, Volume 1, this is by Behemoth Comics. That's coming out that very week, only in trade paperback format. To the Death graphic novel. Now this one's coming out with a slipcase. I thought that was Simon Beasley for a minute, but no, it's Simon Furman, the writer that did Transformers. And I think he did the Ronan miniseries for Annihilation. This is published by Forged by Fire. That is a badass publishing name. Up to No Ghoul hardcover. It's coming out and is coming out in graphic novel format as well. And to wrap up that week is Be Kind, My Neighbor. And that's published by Silver Sprockets. The week of August 16th from Marvel Comics, we have Marvelverse, Miss Marvel. These are the smaller size graphic novels to kind of catch you up to speed on the best stories or the stories that best represent some of these characters. Fantastic Four Epic Collection, the new Fantastic Four. Look, it's not going to make it in my top 10 because it's going to be hard already, but you need to get this one. This one is freaking awesome because what we're looking at here is the Walter Simonson run of Fantastic Four, plus the beginning of Tom DeFalco's run. And it is the latest printing of this particular Epic Collection, collecting issues 347 to 361, Annual 24, and Marvel Holiday Special number 1. Man, Arthur Adams on those 3 issues is freaking brilliant. Conan the King, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 1. Both covers are going to be available that same day, collecting the first 19 issues of that series. Black Panther, the Saga of Shuri and T'Challa. I just rewatched that yesterday while I was editing. So this collects Black Panther number 2, the 2005 series, the 2009 series, Black Panther 1 through 6, Claws of the Panther 1 through 4, Black Panther 2016 issues number 1 and 8 through 11, and Long Live the King. I'm surprised 3 and 4. Surprised it doesn't collect any Shuri of the miniseries. Doctor Doom, the Book of Doom Omnibus. Both covers, the direct market and standard edition cover, are collected the same day, or coming out the same day. Big thing about this one is the Books of Doom. There's a lot of series in here, or a lot of issues that haven't been previously collected in omnibus format. But to have Books of Doom in oversized hardcover format, oh my gosh, yes, all day, every day. It is freaking brilliant. That stupid hardcover, which was standard size, by the way, it's an Ed Brubaker story, was selling like outrageously high, and now we're finally getting this. So if you're even being curious about it, that alone to me was worth the price of admission. That book is freaking brilliant. And don't get me wrong, I love a lot of the classic stuff, but it was just a book that I thought, oh, that's cool. They're making it into oversized hardcover format. Marvel Masterworks Captain America, both covers of Volume 14 are coming out that day, collecting issues 247 to 260. We're looking at Uncle Rogers issues with John Byrne. That's what's up. From the world of DC Comics, we have Swamp Thing Volume 2, Conduit, which you all have said has been freaking brilliant. Ram V and Mike Perkins working on that book. Wonder Woman Volume 2, Through a Glass Darkly, Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. And Marcio Takara is the artist on the book, but that looks like a Terry Dodson cover. This collects Wonder Woman 780 to 784, annual number 1 from 2021, and 80th anniversary 100 page super special. Why do I have a hard time reading those? Robin and Batman. Now this is the hardcover edition. This is a standard size hardcover, and this collects the miniseries of Robin and Batman by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. So both of them working together. They're the same team that did Descender and Ascender. Wonder Woman Black and Gold coming out in hardcover format. That is a gorgeous cover. $39.99, 272 pages collecting the 6-issue miniseries. From the world of manga, we have Fox and Little Tanuki Volume 5. I haven't heard about this series, but it was the cover that just grabbed me. I was like, what? It looks adorable. I don't know if it's adorable. Probably not, but who cares? That sometimes that's what grabs my attention. Black Lagoon is coming back, Volume 12, and I hope they keep reprinting some of the other volumes. I'm missing some of them. I think I'm missing Volume 9 and 10, maybe? Blackguard, Volume 4, coming out that day, and that is by Vertigo Comics. And we also have Chain Soldier, Volume 1, not to be confused with Chainsaw Man. And this is published by Yen Press. It's a brand new book by Tahiro and Yohei Takimura, coming out that very same week. Crossplay Love, Otaku Punk. Love that title. And cover's cute. The cover reminds me of something the Astonishing Melanie would be checking out, reading. We're also getting Rooster Fighter. That's all. That cover is so badass that if there's not a okay, I gotta read a little bit about this because I don't know what all is involved in this book. The neighborhood cock of the walk is more than just an ordinary rooster. He's humanity's greatest defender. His opponents may be 10 stories tall, but nothing is bigger than his stout heart and his fearsome, earth-shattering cry cock-a-doodle-doo. For older teens. Say no more. That kind of reminds me of the joke in, what was it, Chew of Poyo. Princess Knight. This is the new Omnibus edition, and I strongly suggest, if you like anything by Osamu Tezuka, do yourself a favor and check it out, because who knows how long it's going to be available. Those books, sometimes when they go out of print, and they go for a lot of money when they go out of print. From the world of Image Comics, we have Echo Lands. Echo Lands has now been moved to this particular month, but this was in my top 10. I cannot wait to check it out. J.H. Williams, yes. We're also getting Pulp, the hardcover format of the Process edition. So this is a little bit of behind-the-scenes look. $39.99 by Ed Brubaker and Jacob Phillips and Sean Phillips. Cyberforce, both the hardcover and trade paperback are going to be available this very same day. I have done an overview of both of them on the channel if you want to check that out. The hardcover being $49.99, the softcover being $29.99, collecting Cyberforce Zero, Man of War, which is the first 4-issue miniseries, Killer Instinct 5 through 7. That's Wildcats Killer Instinct, by the way. Cyberforce Volume 2, pretty much, issues 1 through 13. Cyberforce Origins Cyblade, Origins Striker 2, and Cyberforce Annual Number 1. Now, there is enough material for a Volume 2 of that particular era of Cyberforce. And this is where Time 2, or Time Squared, Omnibus is coming. This is Howard Chaykin's book, published over at Image Comics. So one that I think has been pushed back for a couple of months now. We have Star Wars Rebels from Dark Horse Comics. And it's interesting to see just Star Wars being published everywhere. You have IDW publishing some stuff for Star Wars. You have Viz Comics publishing Star Wars. You have Dark Horse publishing Star Wars. But it's all by Marvel. It's all owned by Disney. So it's interesting to see them kind of hire or outsource, rather, different publishers to get these other type of books out. Which I hope, if that happens with things like Transformers and G.I. Joe, if they end up with that license, that they outsource it to somebody else. Would be cool to outsource it to IDW, but I don't think that will happen. Jinx by Brian Michael Bendis. Man, they are pumping those out. All those Jinx World books, they're coming out, and they're coming out in trade paperback format, but it's a good way for people to catch up on Brian Michael Bendis' Jinx World. I think the next one is going to be Powers. That's going to be another big, thick collection. Cloaked by Mike Richardson, who I believe is still president of Dark Horse Comics, collecting 4 issues, but he's also a big fan of comics and obviously a comic book writer. The Criminal Macabre, Spirit of the Demon. This is Steve Niles' latest work. And Steve Niles is the guy that did 30 Days a Night. But this is in hardcover format, $19.99. Has 72 pages. Hellboy Universe Essentials, Witchfinder, has been released in hardcover format, and it is now coming out in trade paperback format, collecting Witchfinder in service of Angels 1 through 5. EC Archives, The Haunt of Fear, Volume 2. $19.99, collecting issues 7 through 12. I love the EC Archives. I'm all about people finding the EC Archives and getting to read them for the first time. But I hope this doesn't mean that we're done with the hardcovers, because that's a little heartbreaking to think about that. So I hope they continue it. My Little Pony Generations, coming out in trade paperback format, $17.99 from IDW Publishing. From other publishers, we have Boris Potato Chip. Boris Potato Child, Fantagraphics. You never know what to expect. As a matter of fact, I'm currently reading a couple of Fantagraphics books to wrap up my Fantagraphics overview of some books that they've released recently. And some of them are just brilliant. Buffy the Vampire Slayer from Boom Comics, reaching volume 10 now. Collecting issues 34 and 35, and we are the Slayer epilogue from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer 25th Anniversary Special Edition. Fantagraphics Underground Melag, Town of Fables, is coming out. And, oh wow, that artwork looks very familiar. Very reminiscent of Edward Gorey, which I think the Astonishing Melanie did in one of our Hidden Gems. She talked about Edward Gorey. Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge, hell yes. Volume 26 is coming out. The price on this one is $35. I think when it first started it was $25, but that was over a decade ago, or almost a decade ago. So glad to see that they're still putting these out, and price has gone up a little bit, but at least I hope to see them finish it out. Acting Class. This is published by Drawn and Quarterly. The cover is creepy. I don't think maybe it's meant to be creepy. And then we have Alice Guy, First Lady of Film. This one by Self-Made Hero. Again, this was supposed to come out last month, but because of all the delays, slipped into this particular month. Bastion Vives, The Blouse, hardcover by Ablaze Studio. Pretty simple cover. A student of classical literature at the Sorbonne, Severine is neither beautiful, ugly, brilliant, nor mediocre. A young woman lives a banal existence without brilliance, but without drama. Okay. Say no more. That's all I need to read. Bluesman, softcover, coming out that week. This is published by NBM, and this is written by Pablo Callejo and Rob Volmar, and drawn by Pablo Callejo and Rob Volmar. NBM. Like that cover. I honestly thought that was a Cinebooks book. And The Boys, Dear Becky, is coming out this week. And it's coming out in signed edition, and there's always a non-signed edition. Non-signed edition is $29.99. This is none of this has been collected in the Omnibus format. So keep that in mind in case you're wanting a complete collection. The other thing I will say, though, is that it's not in oversized hardcover format. It is, in fact, in standard size cover format. We have Engagers from Heavy Metal Magazine. That kind of reminds me of, not Shinjuku, but Shibuya when we were visiting Japan. We're also getting Ava from Heavy Metal Magazine. Marco Turini. That reminds me of Milo Manara's artwork. Man, that looks pretty damn good. I need to check out these heavy metal books. The Godkiller Deluxe Edition, Volume 4 is coming out that week. On my haul videos, I did Volumes 1 and 2. They're limited to 666 printings, so keep that in mind. I know that's edgy for some people, but I think it was a beautiful book. Gillen March, Laura and Other Story. I love Gillen March. I think phenomenal artist. Did Gotham City Sirens, but this is their self-published stuff by, it's coming out from Ablaze. He Who Fights with Monsters. So this is published by Ablaze as well, and it is by Francisco Artabani and Werther del Herdera. Takes place during the time of World War II. Hendrix Electric Requiem. I assume when you're speaking of Hendrix and Electric and that cover, we're talking about Jimi Hendrix. Also published by Ablaze. Blaze just coming out, man. Look at that. Judge Dredd Citadel's coming out from Rebellion in 2000 AD. John Wagner and John Higgins. $24. So I assume this stuff might be in one of the case files one day. 9 Stories trade paperback. Volume 1. This one here is published by Behemoth's Comics. This is Norma and Belly, Pizza My Heart. Looks cute. From Mika Song. This is published by Random House. So Random House is still publishing stuff. I remember when they were publishing manga for a long time. They were doing a lot of the Kodansha books. And then Kodansha said, no, we're coming over and we'll take over. We got this. One Beautiful Spring Day from Fantagraphics. This is one that I've been curious about. It's Jim Woodring and chronicling the adventures of his cartoon Everyman for 30 years. So absolutely on my radar. Pretending is Lying. What a title. What a cover. This is from the New York Review Comics. It's a series of dazzling fragments skipping through time. From raw slashing color to delicate black and white. Okay. That looks really good. And we're also getting Prince Valiant from Fantagraphics. Volume 25, 1985 to 1986. The Realist original graphic novel. This is The Last Day on Earth from Boom Studios. You know, but Boom's been publishing a couple more books a month now. I noticed that they've gone up from like 1 or 2. Not just doing hardcovers, but that's what's up. Ride On. Not Right On, like Ride On, but Ride On like you're riding a horse. Both graphic novel and hardcover format are going to be available that same day. Smurf Tales, graphic novel, volume 5. Golden Tree and Other Tales. From Papercut Studios. Both the hardcover and graphic novel format are coming out that day. And Tiki, A Very Rough Year. I believe that one is published. Yeah, that is a Humanoids book by David Azencott and Fred Leclerc. Is that a corgi? Oh, that's adorable. My brother has a corgi. That dog is adorable, but man, when she wants to yap, she gets loud. Travelers by Clover Press. Aaron Weisenfield. Now, there's a name I haven't seen for a while. Maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. But Aaron Weisenfield, he was the guy that did he used to work at Wildstorm Studios, but he did a couple of fill-in issues of Cable. He did Team 7. That's what I thought he did. Let me see. Creating fine art. Yes! Aaron Weisenfield, a former Wildstorm artist. Damn! My memory sucks about everything else, but I remember comics for some reason. Creating fine art since early 2000s. Holy crap, I haven't heard that name in a long time. There's a quote in here from Guillermo del Toro. Aaron Weisenfield's American, like Hopper, he is concerned with solitude. He is bewitched by mystery. What the? Clover Press. How is that not getting enough attention? Okay, I'll have to check that out. That looks beautiful. We Promise Utopia from Literary Press. I assume this is an alternate reality. What if humanity saved the world today only to destroy it tomorrow? Love that tag. That sounds like a movie tag from the 80s. Who Was Daring, Pioneer of Skies, Amelia Earhart to wrap up that week of August. Now, at this moment, I just want you all to check out our sponsor.
If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU, flat shipping rates of €11.90 for all EU countries, great customer service with sturdy packaging and emails answered within 24 hours. We also offer a superb selection of new titles and out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. For a limited time, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at checkout and get a €10 voucher for your first order over €40. Waltz Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting!
The week of August 23rd from Marvel Comics, we have Devil's Reign Superior 4. This is a trade paperback collecting all 3 issues of the Superior 4 and Devil's Reign Spider-Man one-shot. By the way, if you're enjoying this video or this is helping you out, budget your month, please don't forget to smash that like button. The written documentation of all of this is going to be found on our Patreon. I usually put that out on Sundays after my top 10. But yes, it's a great way to support the channel. And again, thank you to our existing patrons. Could not be making videos possible like this without you all. Doctor Strange Epic Collection Infinity War. So this collects Sorcerer Supreme 34 through 47, Annual 2, Silver Surfer 67, and Spider-Man Doctor Strange The Way to Dusty Death. This stuff has been previously collected in the Omnibus editions. For you completists out there. Reign of X Volume 13 coming out. Collecting Planet Size X-Men 1, X-Core number 2, New Mutants 19, Wolverine 13, and Sword number 6. Now they've been getting really close with those. Like they've been actually pretty accurate with the description of those, the content. Fantastic Four Epic Collection Annihilus Revealed, collecting Fantastic Four 126 to 146, post Jack Kirby and Stan Lee era Giant Size Superstars number 1. So now we have Roy Thomas. I think it was Jerry Conway that took over the run after that. But big John Buscema was the big artist at the time working on this book. Devil's Reign trade paperback. It's funny because I just read the Devil's Reign, the Elektra, Woman Without Fear, and it spoiled something that happens in Devil's Reign. But this trade paperback's coming out finally in August with 6 issues. Marco Cicchetto, the phenomenal artist, is doing all 6 issues, and Chip Zdarsky doing the writing on that book. He's phenomenal as well. Silver Surfer Rebirth. Look at that. Yes, baby. Love that cover. Ron Lim and Ron Mars together. I haven't read this. I'm so excited. And it's scary because, like the saying goes, you know, you can never go back home. But Ron Lim on Silver Surfer and Ron Mars working on Surfer just brings back those memories of the 90s. King Conan. Collecting all 6 issues of King Conan. Jason Aaron, Mahmoud Asrar, and that, as they say, is that as far as King Conan or Conan at Marvel's new books. I mean, Wolverine Black, White, and Blood trade paperback. Collecting 4 issues of this. This has been previously released in the, was it Gallery? No, it was the softcover big edition. Alien Volume 2 Revival. This is Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador La Roca. Collecting issues 7 through 12 of that series. Eternals Volume 2, Hell Thanos. Collecting issues 7 through 12. This series has been kicking ass. This is Kieran Gillen, Esad Ribic, and it is freaking phenomenal. This, to me, is my favorite Eternals I've ever read. Not that that's... Even Neil Gaiman couldn't bring me in to enjoy Eternals, but I freaking have enjoyed the crap out of that. Star Wars Crimson Reign trade paperback. Charles Soule, collecting 5 issues of that. This is the event after the War of the Bounty Hunters. So, yeah, cover there is by Lionel Francis Yu. From the world of DC Comics, we have I Am Batman Volume 1, and John Ridley, Olivier Coipel does the artwork in this, collecting I Am Batman 0 through 5. This is spinning out of the events of the next Batman's second son, Jace Fox. The Animal Man Omnibus, the 2022 edition, baby. $100, 712 pages. Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man. Justice League, the New 52 Omnibus Volume 2. This one has 1,256 pages, $150. Collecting the rest of the Justice League, so 24 through 52, Forever Evil, 7-issue miniseries, DC Universe Rebirth number 1, so it even has The Rebirth, which I guess will be the last book collected in there. DC Sneak Peek Justice League #1, Justice League featuring Justice Society 234, Justice League of America Black Adam 74, Darkseid War Special #1, Darkseid War Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Lex Luthor, Shazam, and Superman #1. So all of it was it Trinity War in the last volume? I can't remember how that was mapped. The Fourth World by Jack Kirby box set, $120, 1,528 pages. So this has been previously collected in Absolute Editions, it's been an Omnibus edition, and now it is a box set, trade paperback box set. So if you've not read it and you want to check it out, this might be the cheapest route about it, because the Omnibus is $150 and the Absolutes are $150 each. So yeah, basic math. I guess you would have to be okay with the trade paperback format. I mean, obviously, some of us are, but some people have to have it in hardcover format. But I would definitely read it first to see if it's even your cup of tea. Just don't judge it too hard for those Jimmy Olsen issues. It gets really good, especially when you get to about 2/5 of the book is when it gets really good. At least it did for me. From the world of manga, we have Angels of Death, Episode 0, Volume 4. This is published by Yen Press, and not sure what this is, but I really dug that cover. I like that red tint on it. Bungo Stray Dogs, Dead Apple, Volume 1. So this is a brand new series coming out from Yen Press. Cat Plus Gamer, Volume 2. My daughter loved that. She reviewed the first one when I was talking about... It was so weird. I was talking about Blade of the Immortal, one of the most bloodiest, goriest, violent manga, and she's talking about a cute little cat gamer. But she really enjoyed it, and strongly suggests people checking it out. Eden Zero, number 18. This is the same cat that did Fairy Tail, and this is Hiro Mashima. It's his new series. I believe there's a box set of the first 7 volumes collected already. Full Metal Alchemist, Volume 18. This is the final volume. I like the simplicity behind that cover right there. Gahi-chan, Volume 1. What? Whoa. Does she have a tail? Does that even matter? Was I even looking at her tail? I was not looking at her tail. Josie the Tiger and the Fish. Coming out that very week in the world of manga. What struck out to me was the cover. I really like the hair and the eyes, and it looks like watercolor being used. This is published by Yen Press, and it looks like a one-off, one and done. This is by Seiko Tanabe and Nao Emoto. And we're also going to get Ramen Wolf and Curry Tiger, published by 7 Seas Entertainment. At first I thought the tiger was wearing the helmet of the wolf. I don't know what this is about. It's a charming new manga about a pair of furry foodies. There you go. Man, they're putting out everything. I swear, everything's coming over here. I think. I say that, and then the people are like, oh, you need to check this out. Dude, there are a lot of books I need to check out. This one looks freaking awesome, though. Shangri-La Frontier, Volume 1 by Kodansha Comics. Written by Katarina and drawn by Ryosuke Fuji. Anthropomorphic bird with blades? Hell yes. At first I thought it was like some kind of Legend of Zelda side quest adventure. It is not. But love the colors. Love the fantasy aspect to it. So I'm in. From the world of Image Comics, we have Astro City, Metro Book number 2. Collecting Astro City Volume 2, 13 through 22. Local Heroes 1 through 5. The special number 1. Portions of the 9/11 issue, World's Finest Comic Book Writers and Artists Tell Stories to Remember, number 2, and Astro City, A Visitor's Guide, $34.99, and hopefully we will get that hardcover that Kurt Busiek has been talking about. Ryan Parrott is writing this story right here. This is Rogue Sun. So, Ryan Parrott, he's been killing it in the Power Rangers book. So this is his creator-owned stuff. And the artist on this is Abel and Chris O'Halloran. But let's see here. Yesterday, New Orleans' greatest hero, Rogue Sun, was murdered. Today, rebellious teenager Dylan Seigel discovers that Rogue Sun was his estranged father, Marcus. Okay. I'll have to check that out. I really enjoyed his Power Ranger stuff. Step by Bloody Step. This is Cy Spurrier's new series. Mateos Lopez and Mateas Vergara are the two artists that are working with him. Love that cover. This collects the first 4 issues of that series. And we also have, oh yes, Black Sad. They All Fall Down Part 1. Been waiting years for this, but published by Dark Horse Comics. Critical Role, The Mighty Nine Origins. Yasha Nidorin. I think this is a hardcover, but I don't know if it's like the library, or if the library editions will contain the stories that are collected in here. I assume they will be, but I'm not 100% sure. From other publishers, we have Metropolis. Man, that looks good. That colors on that cover. Published by Fantagraphics Book. This is a hardcover format. $39.99. We also have Sirens of the North Sea and Exile. Trade paperback. This is published by Humanoids Publishing. Just taking a closer look at that cover. It looks awesome. Really like that. Barbarella Woman Untamed is coming out from Dynamite. As well as Best Shot in the West, Adventures of Nat Love. Published by Chronicle Books. Digging these covers, man. They're really bringing me in. Big Ethel Energy, Volume 1 from Archie Comics publication. And we're also getting the Bylines in Blood. And that one is published by Aftershock Studios, Erica Schultz, Van Jensen, and Anneke. And this contains all 4 issues of that series. Bylines in Blood is co-created by Ringo Award-nominated writer Erica Schultz. M3, Forgotten Home, and Strange Tales. Okay, looks pretty interesting. Carson of Venus, Volume 1, Flames Beyond. Now, I want to say this is Edgar Rice Burroughs' world. He did the John Carter of Mars. So I assume this is another Space Warrior adventure. Cassidy Secrets coming out that day from Clover Press by Charles Holland and Antonio Fuso. As well as Dynamite Lives. I like the take on, or the play on name there. Dynamite. We also have Enola Holmes, Mycroft's Dangerous Games. I assume based on that cover that this is a take on the Netflix series that came out. Monster Men, Volume 1 is coming out that week. This is by American Mythology Productions, and this is another one of Edgar Rice Burroughs' books. And Moon Maid, I remember this one. This one was supposed to come out a couple months ago, but this is also another Edgar Rice Burroughs book. That cover, though, wow. Goddess Girls, the hardcover and the graphic novel are coming out that very same week from Aladdin Books. So it's not, it's a couple publishers doing that. Horizon Zero Dawn, the Peach Momoko poster portfolio is coming out. That's from Titan Comics. And they did a little color book of Horizon Zero Dawn. Jennifer Blood, Bloodlines, coming out that very same week. And we're also going to get the Mandrake, the Magician, complete dailies. So I know that I have a lot of viewers that get complete dailies of like the Phantom, but I'm wondering if anybody's going to pick this up. This is stuff from like the early 30s, like 34, 35, mid 30s. Lee Falk and Phil Davis. I've never read any Mandrake the Magician. If it wasn't for Defenders of the Earth, I wouldn't even know who Mandrake the Magician is. Peanuts box set is coming out from Titan Comics. This is a facsimile collection of 3 Peanuts classics, collecting material from 1952 to 1957, and collecting many of your favorites like Charlie Brown, of course, Snoopy, Lucy, and Linus. Wonder if I could get my Miss Lydia to read those again. Ralph Azam, graphic novel and trade paperback, Volume 2 from Paper Cuts is coming out that week. Regarding Matter of Oswald's Body, and this is from Boom Studios by Christopher Cantwell, who has been killing it on Iron Man, and I love this Doctor Doom. This collects the first 5 issues of the series. I don't know if it's a miniseries or an ongoing series. Where's Lee Harvey Oswald's body? Oh, that's awesome. And it is drawn by Luca Casalanguida. Vampyverse is coming out that very same week, as well as Heavy Metal Magazine's Vikings. Hell yes, zombies and Vikings, or rather Vikings meet zombies, but you get the idea. Holy crap, that's awesome. And the last week of August, for August 30th, from Marvel Comics, we have Devil's Reign Villains for Hire. This collects Villains for Hire 1 through 3 and Devil's Reign Moon Knight. So I assume Jed McKay's writing that one. Jed McKay's been killing it on Moon Knight. We also have Devil's Reign X-Men, Jerry Duggan and Phil Noto working on this particular book, collecting the 3-issue miniseries and they just threw Winter Soldier in there. Silk Volume 2, Age of the Witch by Emily Kim and Takeshi Miyazawa, who's he's been drawing Marvel Comics for a long time now, over 2 decades. Collecting Silk 1 through 5 and Wastelanders. So, judging by the cover there, that's the old men are teaming up. So, Stephen DeKnight and Ibrahim Mustafa are the creators behind this. So, collecting Wastelanders, Wolverine, Hawkeye, Star-Lord, Doom, and Black Widow. Now, get ready for September. That's all I'm going to say. From both Marvel and DC. From the world of DC Comics, in August 30th, we have Batman No Man's Land Volume 2. And, let's see, we also have The Joker Volume 2, James Tynion and Gillen March. I just talked about Gillen March. Collecting The Joker 6 through 9. I believe this is it, The Joker Annual Number 1. Harley Quinn, The Animated Series Volume 1, The Eat, Bang, Kill Tour. So, collecting the 6-issue miniseries by T. Franklin. Brightest Day Omnibus. This is the 2022 edition. Jeff Johns and Peter Tomasi working on this 24-issue miniseries. That was the aftermath of Blackest Night. Fable's 20th anniversary box set is coming out that very same week. Yes, I've been waiting to read this one. Batman 89. So I really enjoyed Superman 78. This is the hardcover of Batman 89. It's the first 12 chapters of the Batman 89 original digital comic series. I didn't know it was a digital comic series first. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're also going to get the Batman's Mystery Casebook trade paperback and My Buddy Killer Croc trade paperback. All that from DC Comics. From the world of manga, we have the Heroic Legend of Arslan, Volume 16. A book I've been wanting to check out. It's the same creator that did Full Metal Alchemist. It's their take on it. I know she's been working on it for quite a number of years, but I've been wanting to check it out. I was hoping that they would release them in hardcover format. This is published by Kodansha Studios. We're also going to get Imaginary, Volume 1. And this is published by 7 Seas. Everybody seems to be overthinking it on that cover. I assume that's what they're doing. And the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service Book 5 Omnibus, making this the return of the Kurosagi Delivery Service. And one that I can't wait for. Then we're also going to get Noragami. So Noragami's getting an omnibus series. Man, these omnis are just coming out from the world of manga. Like, it's... can almost wait around for these long out-of-print books to come out in some kind of deluxe or omnibus format. But this is written and drawn by Ari Chitoka, and it is published by Kodansha Studios. We're also getting The Song of Yoru and Asa Encore. This is a graphic novel from Denpa Publishing. And Spriggan is coming out in the deluxe edition. That brings back memories of Stryker. Tokyo Revenger, speaking of omnibus, here's another one. This is another one that my buddy TikTok Tina and Wonder Maddie have talked about. Tokyo Revengers Omnibus Volume 2 is coming out that week. From Dark Horse Comics, we have Aztec Ace, the complete collection. Doug Minch, this collects Aztec Ace 1 through 15. Doug Minch, huh? Dan Day, Michael Hernandez, Ron Harris, Thomas Yates. Okay. Eden from Matt Arnold and Ricardo Burkelli. And this looks to be a direct-to-graphic novel book. This one looked really interesting. Kali by Daniel Friedman and Robert Samelin. Non-stop high-octane existential action spectacle from writer Daniel Friedman, who wrote Raiders. and Mondo and Dice artist Robert Samelin. Okay. So, for some reason, it reminded me of Mad Max. Shifting Earth is coming out, and this looks to be another one of those books that has been straight to graphic novel format. Joe Gollum, this is a book I've been wanting to waiting for this omnibus to come out. This is the Occult Detective Omnibus. This is by not just Mike Mignola, but Christopher Golden also working on this particular book. And this collects the first 4 volumes of Joe Gollum. We have Demons. Now, this is another one that not everybody, or I haven't heard anyone talk about, but this is Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. So, same team that did Batman. I think they have an Image comic. I think, were they working on maybe some kind of Spawn thing? But anyway, this is their work, and it's just called We Have Demons, published by Dark Horse Studios, and Hellboy the Silver Lantern Club, hardcover edition, and 136 pages by Mike Mignola, Chris Robertson. So, collecting the Silver Lantern Club 1 through 5, as well as the Bones of Giants hardcover. And this is 112 pages, collecting the 4-issue miniseries, The Bones of Giants. Apex Legends Overtime is coming out that week as well. $19.99. Collecting Apex Legends After Hours 1 through 4. From Razor Bill, we have Agent 9 graphic novel and hardcover format coming out that very same week. Alley Oop in Wonderland. For some reason, every time I see Oop, I think of Out of Print, because I've been in collected editions for 2 decades of my life, and long before that, comics. And every time I see OOP, I think of Out of Print, which is not the case. Bear With Me in hardcover format. That one is published by Hermes Press. Best of Catgirl is coming out from Rebellion 2000 AD. Betty Page, Curse of the Banshee. That is published by Dynamite. Blood on Sunset collected edition. Looks like a crime noirish meets vampires type of story. That's coming out from Source Point Press. And we're also getting... Oh, that's awesome. Bunnycula. So it's a bunny meets Dracula. Both the graphic novel and the hardcover are coming out that same day. Celery Stalks from Lev Gleason New Friday Publishing is coming out that very same week, as well as Magical History Tour, Volume 10, First Steps on the Moon. Concrete World Volume 1 is coming out from Rebel Sidekick Studios. It's a Ghost in the Shell kind of book. Cover of Darkness Collected Edition is coming out from Source Point Press. And looks like Werewolves, Frankensteins, and Mummies. Hell yes. Up my alley. We are right around the time of October. You know, Halloween's right around the corner. Well, not really, but I think some people just can't wait for Halloween to get here, so they just assume everybody's ready. I'm ready for it. Dreams Factory hardcover is coming out. This is from Magnetic Press, and gosh, that looks beautiful. From Jerome Hammond and Sueb Zako. The books they put out on Kickstarter are just gorgeous, but I usually wait around for them to come out in the direct market. And we're also going to get 5 Lives of Hilma Clint, published by David Zwirner Books. Judge Dredd, The Complete Case Files, Volume 40, coming out that very same week. Man, Rebellion and 2000 AD Studios just pumping them out. Kaiju Max, Volume 6, Season 6. Hope to see more of those beautiful, oversized hardcover collection books sometime. Rebellion 2000 AD, also doing Lawless, Book 4, Boomtown. This one is by Dan Abnett, so some of y'all may be familiar with that name because of the modern Marvel Cosmic Saga. And Phil Winslade joining him for that book. Lion and the Eagle, this is published by Aftershock Comics. For some reason I thought it was Tokyo. TKO. And we have Newburn, from Image Comics. This is collecting all 8 issues of the series by Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. I haven't even heard about that series, but hell yes, you had me at Chip Zdarsky. Night Fell from CEX Publishing. The trade paperback is coming out that week from Nicolas Giangondino and Jeremy Tolbert. And we also have Over My Dead Body, hardcover and softcover format, coming out on the same day from Harper Alley. From Dynamite, we have Purgatory, Witches Get Stitches. Now, Purgatory was a character that was at Chaos Comics. I think Brian Pulido created her, because Chaos Comics had Evil Ernie, then Lady Death, and then Purgatory. Jim Ballant may have drawn some of those issues. Sabrina, 60 Magical Stories, celebrating 60 years of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. That's published by Archie Comics Publications. From almost there, Uncanny Omar. Image Comics, Rick Remender, Roland Boschi, and Moreno Dinicio are bringing the Scumbag, Volume 3. So, hopefully we will get a if it's got Rick Remender's name, I'm pretty sure we will get a hardcover collection. We're also getting Silencers, Definitive Edition hardcover. This is from CEX Publishing. And Spawn Origins, Volume 22. Getting a little bit closer and closer to that hardcovers. And to wrap up that month and week of August, we have Turok, Valley of the Lost by Ron Mars, Roberto Castro, and Bart Sears, published by Dynamite. Now, if you're interested in some of these books, check out our sponsor here in America. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the collected editions coming out in August of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most interested in. I'll be doing my top 10 essential buys, essential reads, must reads for the month of August here in, I think, yeah, it usually comes out on Sundays. And if you want written documentation of all this, that starts at the $1 tier, and that is found over on our Patreon. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.